Recently had the opportunity to catch up with Greg Cowan, who's the president and CEO of F2C Nutrition. I'm really excited to be working with F2C in 2019, so I took this opportunity to pick Greg's mind on all things nutrition. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to bring you a whole bunch of nutrition-related videos about some of the different topics we talked about. So to start things off, I'm going to talk about contaminated supplements. If you remember back to 2017, there was a handful of triathletes that all got handed doping sanctions, and a couple of them were actually able to prove that the banned substance got in their body from a contaminated supplement. So I wanted to know what a contaminated supplement is and how a supplement becomes contaminated. So a contaminated supplement is a supplement that contains a substance that's not supposed to be there. So it's something that's not on the label. It may or may not be a banned substance, but it just shouldn't be in that product. So how does a supplement get contaminated? Really, there's two different types of contamination. So there's conscious contamination and then there's accidental contamination. So conscious contamination is when a company purposely puts a substance in there that shouldn't be there. Triathlon doesn't really have a history of conscious contamination. If you look at some other sports, like supplements that bodybuilders are going to be taking, this is something that is a little bit more common, where a supplement might be spiced with something to provide some performance enhancing benefits. But really what we deal with a lot more in triathlon is unconscious or accidental contamination. So how does a product get accidentally contaminated? And speaking of Greg, I was really surprised to hear that in 2017, F2C rejected 42% of all the raw materials that it received. So these are the materials that would go into actually making the supplements, but 42% were rejected because when F2C tested the supplements when they arrived, it didn't contain exactly what was on the label. Now, this is a step that many supplement companies don't take, so they just trust what's on the label, so they could unknowingly be using products in their supplements that they don't want to be there. The second common way to have an accidentally contaminated supplement is through shared manufacturing facilities. So some of the smaller nutrition companies don't have their own manufacturing facility, they share it with a bunch of different companies. So when you have a variety of brands making a slew of products who have a range in their standards for their raw materials, but they're all using one line, there's always the opportunity for cross-contamination between the lines if the line isn't cleaned thoroughly. So all this can make supplements sound like there's something really scary that athletes really should want to try and avoid. For my next video, I'm going to talk about some of the ways that an athlete can protect themselves and what some of the certifications like NSF, Informed Choice, and Informed Sport really mean. So thanks a lot for checking out this week's video. If you like what you see, you can click the subscribe button down below. And until next time, happy training.
Oh, this you crazy mother.